You think you're making hundreds of decisions every day, completely on your own. But what if your brain has already made many of them before you even realize it? From who you trust, to what you buy, to why you suddenly lose motivation, your brain quietly uses mental shortcuts every single day. And most people never notice them. Today, we are uncovering 7 mental tricks your brain uses daily, and once you see them, you won't think the same way again. Trick number 1, the anchoring effect. The very first piece of information your brain receives about anything becomes the anchor, the invisible reference point for every judgment that follows. Here's a classic example. A jacket, originally priced at $500, is now on sale for $250. Your brain doesn't evaluate whether $250 is a good price for a jacket. It evaluates whether $250 is a good deal compared to $500. The anchor, that original $500, was planted before you had a chance to think critically. Salespeople, negotiators, and marketers all use this deliberately, and your brain falls for it every single time. The fix: before you evaluate any price or offer, ask yourself, what would this be worth if I saw it with no context at all? Trick number 2, the availability heuristic. Your brain judges how likely something is based on how easily it can remember an example of it, not based on actual statistics. This is why people are more afraid of plane crashes than car accidents, even though cars are statistically far more dangerous. Plane crashes make the news. They're dramatic, memorable, vivid. Car accidents are so common, your brain barely registers them. Whatever your brain can picture most vividly, it treats as most probable, even when the data says the opposite. The fix? When fear or probability is involved, look for the real numbers. Don't trust how easily a scenario comes to mind. Trick number 3, the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain has a biological obsession with unfinished things. Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik discovered that waiters could remember complex orders perfectly, but the moment the bill was paid, the memory vanished almost instantly. Incomplete tasks stay active in your working memory, pulling attention back to them even when you're trying to focus on something else. This is exactly why TV shows end on cliffhangers, why apps show you a profile that's 80% complete, and why you can't stop thinking about an argument that was never resolved. Your brain needs closure, and when it doesn't get it, it keeps the loop open at the cost of your focus and peace. The fix? Give your brain intentional closure. Write unfinished tasks down to offload them from working memory and create real endings for difficult conversations. Before we continue, comment which one surprised you the most so far. I read every comment, and it might inspire the next video. Trick number 4, the mere exposure effect. Your brain is wired to prefer things it has seen before, simply because familiarity feels safe. In study after study, people rate strangers as more trustworthy, more likable, and more attractive just because they've seen their face more often. This is why political candidates plaster their faces on every billboard, why brands repeat the same jingle until you hate it but still remember it, and why your favorite song wasn't your favorite the first time you heard it. You don't fall in love with things because they're better. Often you fall in love with them because they're familiar. The fix? Deliberately expose yourself to new ideas, new people, new art, not because unfamiliar is always better, but so your brain's comfort bias doesn't make that choice for you. Trick number 5, emotional contagion. Your brain contains mirror neurons, cells that fire not just when you perform an action, but when you observe someone else doing it. This means emotions are literally contagious. You unconsciously absorb the emotional state of the people around you. Spend an hour with someone anxious and your cortisol rises. Spend time with someone calm and grounded and your nervous system literally co-regulates. This isn't weakness. This is neurobiology. Your brain evolved to sync with your tribe for survival. The fix? Audit the emotional environments you put yourself in daily, because your nervous system is absorbing all of it, whether you're aware of it or not. Trick number 6, the sunk cost fallacy. Your brain hates waste so deeply that it will keep investing in a failing situation just to avoid admitting the earlier investment was lost. You stay in a bad relationship because of the years already spent. You finish a terrible movie because you paid for the ticket. You keep funding a failing project because you've already put so much in. The rational question is never, how much have I already invested? The rational question is always, what is the best choice from this moment forward? But your brain is not wired for rationality. It's wired for loss aversion. Losses feel twice as painful as equivalent gains feel good. The fix? When making a decision, mentally erase everything you've already spent. Time, money, energy. Ask only, if I started fresh today, what would I choose? Trick number 7, and this one might be the most personally freeing thing you hear today, the spotlight effect. Your brain dramatically overestimates how much other people notice you, judge you, and think about you. You walk into a room with a stain on your shirt and spend the entire event convinced everyone sees it. In reality, almost nobody noticed, and those who did have already forgotten. Researchers at Cornell University had participants wear embarrassing t-shirts into a room of people. Participants guessed half the room noticed. The actual number? Less than 25%. Other people are too busy starring in their own mental movies to spend much time in yours. The fix? When you feel exposed or judged, ask yourself, how long would I remember this if it happened to someone else? The answer is almost always, not long at all. 7 mental tricks, all running quietly, all day, every day, without your permission. The anchoring effect, the availability heuristic, the Zeigarnik effect, the mere exposure effect, emotional contagion, the sunk cost fallacy, and the spotlight effect. Knowing these doesn't make you immune, but it does give you a split second of awareness, and that split second is where real choice begins. If you learned something new today, subscribe to Mind Frontier for more psychology, human behavior, and hidden truths your brain never tells you. And drop a comment. Which of these 7 tricks have you caught your own brain doing? I want to know.